And the best barbecue sauce is Kraft.
Brunch. Hit it, boys.
How good, and this isn't like how good are these, but just like legitimately asking you, how good are mozzarella sticks?
I'd say like we've had this discussion.
You've probably done like an apps convo.
No, I mean like we've had this discussion many times about French fries and how John Feidelberg is right with his assessment of French fries. Where like they're great at their best. The ceiling is very high, but the shelf life and there are like downsides to French fries. I would say the same thing about mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, if you don't get mozzarella sticks in a good situation. Although, you know what? I'll tell you what. The reason I ask is because I've been eating them. And I got...
that is a very you thing, by the way, to be like, how good are these things? Because I've just been pounding them and loving them.
And the next question, how good are they for you?
I would say I would put mozzarella sticks a tier below French fries simply because mozzarella sticks are very incomplete without marinara sauce.
So mozzarella sticks are kind of begging to be incomplete. You got to do them with something. If you just say, hey, for example, like, hey, we're eating, you want to order anything? No one's ever like, I had mozzarella sticks earlier. I'm fine. So you're right. They're an incomplete thing. But
They're a compliment to something.
Right. The meal I've been doing, I did it.
Oh, no.
I did it 2 or 3 nights in a row last week. Mozzarella sticks and salad.
Wild.
Yeah. But it actually, like, I had it one night and I was like, well, that's obviously a very contradictory combination.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's one of those Sour Patch commercials.
What are those?
Where it's like, first it's sweet, first it's sour, then it's sweet. So it's like first you're bad, and then you're good.
Yeah. I was crazy about though. I did it once, and then the next day I was like, I think I'm planning on that being my meal again. Mozzarella sticks though, yeah, I've been getting anyone who has a Wegmans near them, they sell these huge-ass boxes of like 10 million mozzarella sticks, and I feel like mozzarella sticks have always been an afterthought for me, for I think most people. Like no one's ever like planning anything around mozzarella sticks, but I got them for one of the football games, I think. I was like, I'll have some mozzarella sticks. And like within a week, I was back buying more.
They've definitely been an afterthought in my life because I was trained growing up to be deathly afraid of mozzarella sticks. I wasn't allowed to order them at restaurants or anything because like my mom just like trained me to believe that children die every day eating mozzarella sticks, just choking on that cheese.
Really?
Yeah. So like growing up, my 2 biggest fears were water bottles rolling around.
I was going to say, like, this sounds eerily similar to the great water bottle on the loose scare of, let's say, 96.
Yep, water bottles being stuck underneath the gas pedal in the car is a huge one. And then mozzarella sticks came in a close second in fears as a child.
Man, I'm trying to think. I'm like, my parents, I guess it's like do you freak out about germs with your kids or do you want them to develop antibodies? My parents, not to put them on blast,
just let you run wild.
Never told me about the pitfalls of having mozzarella sticks, or certainly not of water bottles. I would do water bottles all the time. I'd have one to me.
Finish, throw it in the back seat.
Yeah, I'd bring one to soccer practice, whatever. Water bottles everywhere. Could have been killed.
Yeah. So like even when I was like a young adult, I'd go out to eat like my friends in high school and stuff, like early college, they'd order mozzarella sticks and I'd be like, are you fucking crazy?
We're getting mozz sticks, Pete. You in? No, I'd better not. Like, oh,
My
okay.
mom will kill me.
That was weird. If I survive them, I'll be killed. I'll tell you what though, you said they're not complete without marinara sauce. In the beginning, I was doing them with marinara sauce a lot. I don't know if people do this, but it's just kind of, maybe I kind of end up going here with every food anyway. Mozzarella sticks with barbecue sauce.
I mean, barbecue sauce with anything.
Barbecue sauce is the greatest. Whenever I feel like once a week someone starts talking about Chick-fil-A sauce, and I'm like, imagine having tried Chick-fil-A sauce. Why?
I have. It's
what
good.
brings you to do it when they got barbecue sauce there?
Right. Yeah, I mean, barbecue sauce is the greatest condiment. I will not hear any arguments.
I mean, while we're on the topic of I'm acting like we backed our way into it. I specifically brought up eating a horrible food. I don't know, like once a month or something, I'll hit a Wendy's now and like park near the Wendy's. And we've gotten into the discussion of just like parking near a fast food place and having it there. It used to be like I used to try to be discreet about it. Like I can't have another human see me doing this. And now I'm like, this is the best part of my week. Right. I'd like someone to see me thriving.
This is my going out time. This is my leave the house. I'm making an event out of it.
I put on the good joggers, which, this is just turning into a very depressing episode. It's like some of my joggers now I'm noticing like have holes in them. And I'm like, Who's going to see them that's going to have an issue with this hole?
I did. I took a stroll through the brunch store last night for the first time in forever.
Yeah?
I didn't realize that we've got so much great merch in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even a plug. It's just me actually going through and being like, why did we get this?
That reminds me, I haven't been wearing the brunch joggers this winter season. I was like crazy during the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
They were like heavy in my rotation. It was those joggers, these joggers, couple other pairs of joggers, but I'm glad you reminded me of that because those are the best. I love those.
I was thinking about getting one of those, but I think I'm gonna buy. You know, we have like a jacket in there. We have like a black button-up Champion jacket. I think it's like a sweatshirt.
Oh
jacket.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I think I'm gonna get that.
Yeah, that's the move. I've been trying to get into sweatshirts and hoodies and stuff, and I've been buying a bunch of them, which
all I've been wearing.
Yeah. I got a Ween one that's great. Got that Father John Misty one. Got a Wolfpack one. Got a Rara Riot one. I mean, I would encourage artists whose music I listen to
to put out the
make
shittiest,
really good
doesn't matter.
Like sweatshirts and stuff.
That could be the shittiest thing ever. I've been just like browsing the Champion store online.
Nice.
Like, can I just buy like a basic ass Champion sweatshirt like once a week?
So which level Champion is that? Is that like Gucci Champion or like Olympia Sports Champion?
Like Olympia Sports Champion.
No offense. If you have bought Gucci Champion, and I hope you all know what we're talking about, we've definitely had to have covered this at some point over the years. What are you doing?
Right.
It all looks the same. I had to ask you if that was. You could have said like, "Oh no, this is like
retailed like $75."
You could have said like, "This is a limited edition Chance the Rapper Champion, whatever," and I'd be like, "I'll give you $300 for it, no questions asked."
No, I bought this one at Costco, like probably $15. Rules.
Chance the Rapper, speaking of merch, is now selling like the "I Love New York" shirts, except it says "I love my wife." Which is really funny because I feel like that was a joke.
It was a meme,
like,
for sure.
Probably 2.5 whole years ago with Chance the Rapper, right? That like all of his songs are about God and loving his wife, which are great topics if you believe in either of those things. But I think it's funny now. Like it was on Valentine's Day, he posted something and he was like, "Do you love your wife? Are you a wife guy like me?" And I was like, I haven't heard wife guy in a few minutes either. It was like a lot of not too dated, but definitely dated stuff. But he's selling "I Love My Wife" shirts. And I'm like, not a bad move, Chance. But yeah, when I do the Wendy's situation, I've become a barbecue sauce with whatever I'm having at Wendy's. So like I'll get the spicy nuggets. I'm a spicy nuggets guy. Are you supposed to dip spicy nuggets in anything?
Yeah, I mean, I think nuggets are conducive to dipping, even if they are spicy nuggets.
Okay, because I feel like a weirdo sitting near a Wendy's in my car eating in the good joggers. But I for sure dip the spicy nuggets in barbecue sauce, and holy smokes.
Let your freak flag fly, king.
We've been doing this podcast 600 years. We both immediately loved that expression, and neither of us have learned to say it confidently.
I can't say
it's the worst tongue twister.
Yeah, because it could go very wrong if you forget like one letter.
Goodness gracious, yeah, of course. Every time I've gone to say that, I like slow down because I know how tongue twisted I'm going to get, and I'm like, let your.
And it's not
people still say on fleek, whatever.
It's not something that you can trip over because you need to do it smoothly for it to sound cool.
Right.
I've found out there are a lot of words. Streaming has really like cut my ego. One, because the chat is very mean to me.
Oh, really?
In like a very playful manner, but they love shitting on me.
The only reason I haven't gotten into streaming is because in my limited experience, everyone's been so nice and supportive. The chat is
great, but like they love dunking on me and making fun of me in the most playful manner possible. But like we've been doing marbles recently, a lot of marble racing.
Dude, you've got to tell me about that because I've never seen anything be as big a hit as
it's insane.
Like without being mean, there are some, like, there's one YouTuber in particular. You know how I like my YouTubers?
Yeah.
There's one YouTuber who I think a lot of people would probably heard of. And I'm like, yo, this person is the biggest racket going. And all the props in the world to this person because this person doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
And has got this fat Patreon, and I'm talking like a very, very, like this person has made a super lucrative life over not really doing anything and not really giving up much of their own life. And I'm like, yo, tip of my cap. Yeah, like I don't know if I'd be able to sleep at night if I were this person, but I tip my cap.
That is me with marbles.
The whole marbles thing you've got going. I'm like, yo, I think Pete found his.
I found my thing.
His like YouTube racket, although it's a Twitch thing.
Yeah, it's marbles every Friday night. We race marbles. It's become very lucrative, which is incredible. The numbers are skyrocketing. We had 200 people in the marbles stream last Friday. It was, dude, it's so much fun. But now we're making marbles merch.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it's going to be unbelievable. But yeah, it's been so much fun. And I found out over the past month or so that I have a lot of trouble pronouncing the word marbles.
Really?
Yeah, I say like marbles when I've had like a few drinks.
I mean, we're not suggesting anybody live their life in whatever way, but if you were to think Marlboro's greater than Marlboro. Oh, shit.
You go. See, it's not that easy.
Yeah, marbles. I mean, there could be an argument.
Not to fully pull the curtain back, but the marbles merch that we're coming out with
is like Marlboro?
The Marlboro logo.
That is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was there for one marbles thing, and I was like, I don't get it. Everyone seems to be really excited about it, though. This is cool. Sure. Like this is cool. Like not in like I know. Like I know this is cool. I don't I'd be lying if I told you.
This.
Right, yeah. Right. I mean, if I was like, oh, this is so cool, I feel like you could hit pause and be like, explain why. Then you're just going along.
3 of their songs.
Yeah. I don't know any of Marble's songs. But yeah, this is like your GameStop stock thing.
It is.
Where like you've done all these things in your young life, and marbles, which is it's a simulation where a bunch of marbles race, and you assign each person as a marble.
Yeah, so like if you join the stream, we jump into like a marbles race, and then like the pre-race lobby, all you have to do is hit play in the chat.
Yeah.
You get a marble in the race, and then it like simulates the race. And we've been doing Grand Prix, so like 8 races, and you accrue points in every race. And then at the end of the Grand Prix, like there's everybody you get as a first, second, and a third, and you get podium. So like this week we're gonna do like a string of Grand Prix, and if you place, you get into the final race, and if you win the final race, you get free marbles merch. And it'll be like Grand Prix champion, and it's gonna rule. But yeah, it's just been like a ton of fun because it's just mindless entertainment on a Friday night. You can drink and just play marbles and just great vibes. You can bet There are a lot of bets
God.
going on like where somebody's marble finishes and things like that. Yeah, it's just unbelievable.
So who are like the Twitch bookkeepers?
Twitch has like a betting feature.
What?
Yeah. You can like bet channel points and stuff, and you can bet subs.
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
my, so it's all above board.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's incredible. I was going to say, like, this, I could see, like, someone ends up, like, losing a bunch of money or whatever, like, their life is ruined, and it's all because of you. No, now.
Well, it's
Just
still
be like,
possible. Like, bet within your means by all the time, but, like, we're doing, like, sub bets and stuff. So, like, if you lose, you gotta give some subs.
Get someone a sub,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, my God. I had a sub the other day. It was sick.
Riveting stuff.
Yeah,
right?
my favorite sandwich in the world. Check this out. I've eaten recently. All I can talk about is
Sounds
food, right?
like you're just really in on food this
Like I'm
episode.
Jonesing, yeah. You ever had a prosciutto di Parma sandwich? Update. Not the name of the sandwich. It's called a chicken di Parma.
No, but that sounds amazing. Is it a chicken parm with prosciutto?
Essentially, it is chicken cutlet, mozzarella, basil, EVOO, and prosciutto and roasted red peppers.
That sounds amazing.
It is simply, there's two places near me, two really good sandwich places near me that do them. And I'm just positive there's no better sandwich in the world. Whenever someone's like, oh, you got to go to you want the best sandwich in the world? I'm like, let me guess. It's a bad roast beef sandwich. Like, you got to go to Evan's roast beef.
What is with people that like just insist that a roast beef sandwich is the greatest thing in the world? I've never had a roast beef sandwich that has like a ceiling higher than like an 8.
And roast beef sandwiches are awesome. Especially you get the barbecue sauce going. It's a good time. I feel like any place that does roast beef sandwiches also for sure skipped that whole law when it came to trans fats. So like their fries are going to be cuckoo banana pants. Like you gotta. That's also a tongue twister. Cuckoo banana pants.
Yeah, I think that people say that all the time.
I don't know if that's an expression. That's something like my family's always said. Like, oh, you're being cuckoo banana pants.
I just feel like it's like a favorite roast beef sandwich is a weird thing to have, and everybody fucking has one. Everyone insists that like their favorite roast beef sandwich is the best in the world,
and it's
never.
It's like it's a
like
really good roast beef sandwich.
Yeah,
I don't know, like what's it gonna taste different. I feel like roast beef.
There's never like
apologists
a weird
are gonna be like,
oh,
there's different cuts of roast beef. Is it rare? Is it this? Like, let's be honest. None of us really even know what roast beef is. It's steak cold cuts. We think, right?
I no idea.
Yeah, I think it's cold steak cold cuts, right? Cold steak cold cuts with.
This is gonna piss some people off.
with like barbecue sauce and honestly. The most important thing, want to do a power rankings of the most important things in a roast beef sandwich?
Yeah.
Let's go. Number 1, I think we all agree, the most important thing on a roast beef sandwich,
barbecue
the bread.
sauce.
Yeah, the barbecue sauce.
I mean, it's got to be the barbecue sauce.
Is it? And the best barbecue sauce is Kraft. KC Masterpiece, right? Like the chips.
Yes.
Number 2 most important thing.
Sweet Baby Ray's.
What kind? Yes.
Mark Zuckerberg voice. Sweet Baby Ray's. You ever see that supercut?
No.
You've never seen that video?
No.
Oh my God. When Zuckerberg was like testing out and showing off the Facebook live streaming option.
Yeah.
He was doing ribs. Slow cooking ribs in his backyard, and he was so fucking awkward for like 3 hours, and he just kept bringing up Sweet Baby Ray's, and there's just like a super cut of him saying Sweet Baby Ray's like 7,000 times. It is the most uncomfortable, funniest video in the world.
Oh my God. Yeah, I feel like when someone's like, hey, look, check out this pic. Mark Zuckerberg surfs weird. I'm like, I know.
But it's unbelievable that Facebook is worth like $4 billion and they keep trotting him out as like, he's the face of the company.
Yeah, this is like the visionary. I mean, dude, who knows what they'll be saying in a few years about you and marbles, you know? Like, when you're the CEO of marbles.
I can't even pronounce marbles.
Yeah, they'd be like, he didn't even know how to pronounce marbles. He had, he was, the game already existed. He was just like, hey, I'm going to play this little game. And people freaked out. And now...
It's going to be an inspirational tale about a boy who couldn't pronounce the word marbles, but somehow just became the biggest marbles influencer on the planet.
Dude, I love, it's inspiring that a random thing like that can blow up like crazy. Like, are you treating it like, okay, this is part of my life now, or let's make when the going's good, whatever they say,
Get the going while the going.
Yeah, get your goat when the ribs are almost done. Yeah, exactly. Like, are you looking at it as like, okay, this is like a GameStop thing?
I'm going to do it until it's not fun anymore. But It's been the funnest thing that I've had in my life in like the past month.
I mean, I put a mental reminder in my mental calendar phone in my head that like, get on marbles next week. What time do you do it?
Well, the Bruins have played it the past couple Friday nights, so right after the Bruins game, it's been like 9:30. We go like 9:30 to like 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Okay, so I'm working, but I can stop in late, and I probably won't win anything because I'll have missed the beginning of it. But I just kind of, I don't know. I mostly want to understand it.
It's the best time.
I also kind of like not understanding it. Just like this like huge thing, and
just jump in, ask a bunch of questions.
Yeah,
get the lay of the land.
I feel like they'll be happy to answer.
For sure.
Mike from Woburn will take care of me. Lena Dunham is in the news again.
Oh boy, something
about cats. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I started to read it. Said I have no idea what this is, but this is probably the next episode of Brunch. She's doing a show, and there are dead cats. Let's see. Lena Dunham didn't know her new HBO Max show used real cat corpses.
Oh my God, what?
In a sentence we never thought we'd need to write, Lena Dunham has issued an apology for her new HBO Max series, Generation, using dead cats in a classroom scene. Variety reports that the conservative high school dramedy wanted to add authenticity to a biology dissection scene with the aforementioned corpses, a creative decision that was first outlined in a series of tweets by a friend of a Generation staffer. This Twitter user alleged that crew members and actors were given no warning about the corpses, and the trauma responses led to 2 extras quitting. HBO Max confirmed to Variety that the dead cats were indeed real, but noted they were all, quote, ethically sourced from a, quote, biological supply company that works with schools. The streaming service also stated that everyone involved in the scene was informed in advance of the sensitive cat usage, although they deeply regret that this occurred. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're not going to weigh in or give any sort of judgment on this at all, because I feel like I need 10 hours to totally understand what I just read. But I don't know, like Lena Dunham always finds herself in some sort of
sometimes it's
animal controversy.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of the times it's involving animals and whether they may or may not be actually dead.
Have you seen... There's a picture of her holding Lambie where Lambie has the most human look on his face I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to pull it up because someone sent it to me the other day to illustrate, like, you suck. And this is that's the face that the Lambie had on. So that's...
Oh my God! It's just it's an old man who just wants to get out of there. I've never seen a dog look more like, please get me out of here.
And honestly, like, Lena doesn't look happy in the picture either.
Yeah, I think that, like, you know how in sports now the big thing is, like, we've mutually agreed to part ways.
Yeah.
Lambie and Lena Dunham mutually agreed to part ways.
And I mean, we've made countless jokes about, like, Lambie and, like, the disappearance of Lambie and everything. Like, if Lena Dunham didn't want that dog and, like, wasn't going to care for it, she 1,000% did the right thing in giving it away. But But I mean, that was just a classic tweet. The time she said, I've never even sent back food. Like, I'm not a high maintenance person. I wouldn't do this. And then someone said, sent back a dog though. That was just harmless fun. Speaking of harmless fun, it was my buddy's birthday the other night, and we ordered him Domino's every 45 minutes. So he just constantly had Domino's coming to his...
That's incredible.
We were so happy with ourselves. We were like, we were all on a Zoom. We were like, this is the best. And one of my friends was like, best part about it, victimless crime. There's a Domino's right by where this guy lives. We're tipping the driver well every time we put in an order. So this driver is doing
having a night.
Short trips and getting paid probably more than a trip that short would pay. And so my friend was like, yeah, best part about it, this is a totally victimless crime. We were like, yeah, it is. Like, this is awesome. Look at us. And my friend was like, yeah, but like my wife's pregnant, and you know, like when the like smells with pregnancy can be. Yeah, he was like, as soon as the first box came, she was like, hey, look, I don't know why you got Domino's, but like not doing so hot with this. And then we not knowing this,
relentlessly
injected the fresh smell, like just did not let that smell dissipate, just injected a new burst of Domino's after. He sent us a picture the next morning.
Yeah, how many boxes and shit?
All this Domino's we'd sent to him. And like, honestly, he was like picking at the garlic knots.
Of course he was.
He didn't have the lava cake, which that
should be the first thing you go for on the birthday.
Oh yeah, that's true. Cake. Yeah. And also we were saying, you could say like, oh, Domino's pizza isn't very good pizza, or Domino's whatever isn't very good whatever. Domino's or lava cake, to go back to the mozzarella discussion, like mozzarella sticks can be unbelievable, or if they're cold, they can be totally useless. I can't see lava cake having a low floor.
No, and I feel like it's got to be like a Twinkie, where like you could eat that thing like 10 years in the future.
Yeah.
And be like, well, this still rules.
Then we got into the discussion of whether or not you can see or think about lava cake without thinking of Jon Favreau's dirty ass hands.
That's so gross.
That is such a gross scene. It's molten, and he like throws it in his face. It's molten, you asshole. Oh shit! I got the Godsmack Wikipedia page up on my computer. Let me close that out. Sorry, you had to see that. I was just checking where they were from.
Where are they from?
Hold on, let me pull up Godsmack. I think they're from Massachusetts. I forget what town. Lawrence, Massachusetts. They weren't bad, man. They really weren't bad. Their first album was good. Were you ever a smackhead? No, that sounds like a drug thing.
No,
that's probably you're never
neither one. Not Godsmack or actual smack.
Godsmack was good. Their first album, just a lot of like bad Metallica impressions. All you could want. Okay, so we've done Dunham, we've done Mott Sticks,
all the food talk you could ever want.
Then let's do Clownvis, because there was a viral video this past week where a kid did Jack and Diane, but all the lyrics are sucking on a chili dog. And it was a fun little video. Very internet-y, right? Extremely internet-y. He sings the whole song. All the lyrics are sucking on a chili dog. And it went viral. And then he responded to it and he was like, hey, I've seen the tweets, gang. Apparently someone did this before me. I wasn't trying to rip anybody off. Thought of this independently. So sorry if I offended anybody, whatever. You can make your own judgments there. But the person he did something similar to was a guy named Clownvis. Mm-hmm. And I didn't do any work in looking up this guy other than watching his performance of it, which was way better than this kid's. Did you watch his performance?
I watched his performance. A lot of it is much better, but where the kid sort of shines is when he puts a bunch of his own vocals over each
the
other.
breakdown, let it rock, let it roll section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was very good.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, both these videos were great. Kudos to everybody involved. But this Clownvis guy...
By the way, we have to explain that the Clownvis guy is like a hybrid clown Elvis.
Honestly, that was the only thing I want to talk about with this guy. Yeah, this Clownvis guy quote tweeted with like, "Hey, thanks for everybody reaching out, whatever. This kid says he didn't copy me, and I'm choosing to believe him. Have a great day, everybody. Like, best of luck to this kid in the future." And I was like, what a good guy this Clownvis is.
But he did say, if I see him performing as a clown in dive bars, then we're gonna have some real problems.
Yeah. So I didn't do any more research on this guy other than like, there's a guy that's Elvis and just makes himself a clown
and performs in dive bars, which is incredible.
That is a hilarious. Like, imagine going to some dive bar and you're like, "Who's that guy on stage?" There's like an Elvis clown impersonator. I'm just really into the like clown meme culture. Whenever anybody makes fun of themselves by posting the thing of the person putting on clown makeup, I laugh.
It's got a lot of new life recently after the Joker. The Joker
that's
movie
true.
That really, really picked up. There was a lot of like the applying the makeup as the Joker. Now there's. Did you see the new trailer for the Justice League recut?
No.
Jared Leto's Joker does the line. He does the "We live in a society." They just like ripped that off from the Joker movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Insane.
God.
But yeah, it's the. I thought the funniest thing about the Clownvis thing was that like this guy does this fucking absurd bit, like an absolutely absurd bit.
Yeah.
And then like just gets to be like, "Hey, this motherfucker stole my bit."
Right. Because that is such a, I don't know. The kid on the internet doing it kind of made sense, but like a real person, which for whatever reason I'm considering Clownvis to be more so than a kid on the internet, like I could see some like weird ass performer like just coming up with that. I don't know. Like I feel like they kind of exist in their own space. Like I don't think when he did it, he was like, "I'm going to do Jack and Diane, but it's all just sucking on a chili dog." I think his brain kind of conjured it up differently.
Yeah.
But a person on the internet is like, "Okay, I'm making a Jack and Diane joke. How do we do it?" Obviously, it's going to follow the popular internet format of blank, except blank.
We did that with Imagine Dragons.
Yeah.
But it's every lyric is just a young gun.
Yeah, thunder, but all the lyrics are just a young gun. I saw every now and then someone will quote tweet that. Someone was like, "IGKY, Everybody Loves Raymond is on this," and I was like, "That's your problem."
And the Mamma Mia Dunkirk mashup are definitely our two most quote tweeted. Like every like couple months, there's like a quote tweet, and I remember that video exists.
Oh, I mean, I almost participated in the name a random line from a movie that people who have seen it will get. Look, we're doing a soft rule where we don't complain about Twitter anymore. You know our thoughts on prompt Twitter. Mm-hmm. It is an especially stupid, although honestly now I'm like, I think it's like tied with just every other version of Twitter. It's a pretty stupid segment of
I'm starting
to
come around on it though, because I think people are getting sick of prompt Twitter and they're just fucking making jokes every time there's prompt Twitter.
Oh yeah.
So like I'm kind of coming back around on prompt Twitter.
You had a great one. I
thought about doing that like on my on like the main on the main TL.
Yeah.
But I figured that somebody had already made that joke and I just didn't want people to be like, "You stole this."
Clay at Clownvis next time.
Yeah, so I just responded to you with the like name a movie line. I'm the Joker, baby.
People were doing that with like some of the lines. It said name a random movie line.
Yeah, people were like literally doing the most famous lines from certain movies, like very popular movies.
Oh yeah, I saw the Taken. I saw the Taken monologue. I saw like a lot of just like signature. This is that movie, and so I posted the thing of the prompt to be like, "Hey, none of these lines have been random," and then people started responding because they clearly didn't read my words. They just looked at that thing and they were like, "Ooh, a prompt." And then they would give whatever obvious thing. But if I did participate in that, I was going to use like hella Tanya lines, like just awesome Mamma Mia lines. But even if I were to say have him washed and brought to my tent, is that even like random?
What's the one? Be still my beating vagina. Yeah, that one would have been the one. Yeah, there are hella lines you could use there. But yeah, once people, I was dying last night. You said I'm the Joker, baby. Somebody said, all right. Someone said hey, here, Jaws, or something. Just fake ass lines from movies.
And
awesome.
Then I was like, man, like, how do we do this? And
that's when prompt Twitter, like, this is my call to brunch listeners.
Yeah.
I don't often do this, but like brunch listeners, anytime you see a prompt Twitter tweet, respond with the dumbest.
Fuck it up.
Dumbest. Yeah. Please fuck it up and tag us in it.
Fuck it up, fam.
Yeah.
When my friend got one of the boxes of Domino's, I chose extravaganza, and it just had everything on it.
Oh,
and he was like, "So can I ask, is this an actual like type of pizza they make, or did you just say fuck it up, fam?" Because it had like ham, salami, onions, olives, like hamburger. Like I think like there was some like tortilla chips. Like I don't know, crazy stuff.
Barbecue sauce, Sweet Baby Ray's.
Yeah, KC Masterpiece Kraft barbecue sauce. I mean, when I was a kid, man, when we had stuff with barbecue sauce, there was just like the bottle of like Kraft barbecue sauce, right? I don't think how long has Sweet Baby Ray's been around?
Probably longer than we would imagine, but like I think that you as an adult, you're like, oh, Sweet Baby Ray's.
Right. It's I don't know, it just seems like a kind of new advancement. Another thing I didn't know, this is crazy. Time Crisis brought this up. I had no clue about this. You know that iced coffee like wasn't always around? Iced coffee took off in the 90s.
Really?
Isn't that fucking crazy? And they like tracked down, they ended up getting into like when was the first reference of iced coffee on Friends, because they're obviously always doing coffee on that show. And the first one was Ben Stiller. You know when he's dating Rachel?
Yeah.
And he's big like
psychopath.
What's in the cup, Ross?
Oh yeah.
That was the first. That was the first reference to iced coffee, and apparently, like in Rhode Island, there is a thing called coffee milk, and that was a popular thing for a long time. Maybe it still is. It's like a regional thing, but
what is it? Basically, just like a
it's like coffee syrup type of thing. But yeah, certain things. I mean, obviously, high fives weren't around until I think it was the 70s or something like that. It always blows my mind things
that just like become
that just like didn't they, like you assume it always happened. Like I don't know, like being nice to celebrities. Like you're like, oh, like that just
clearly brand new.
That just didn't exist. Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, obviously, like the David Letterman, Lindsay Lohan that interview. You're like,
did not recall that.
So it's just because we just saw that shit and we did not. Nobody was like, hey, that is so fucked up. So, and I'm glad that we're more compassionate in the moment now. It's just horrible though. They're like, I remember it was like, oh, Lindsay Lohan went off the deep end or has drug problems or whatever. And like, she did, but like that wasn't. I mean, I'm gonna. I don't want to waste time and point out things that we all obviously understand now, but it is just fucking crazy that
was like horrifying.
People were that cruel. Yeah,
that was horrifying to like go back and watch that, because not only was he like a just like a dick and very insensitive about her clear issues, but like blindsided her.
Yeah,
she was like, we did not agree to talk about this.
And she's saying like, hey, like you're being mean right now, and everyone's like, ooh, she's giving it back to him a little.
She handled it as well as anybody in that situation could have handled it.
Yeah, shit, man. So
good for her.
Yeah,
shout out Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you hope for the best. I heard her come up because people were talking about that she's on Cameo. That
is she?
You can get her on Cameo. What's the Gilbert Godfrey cameo thing, by the way?
He did some Hurricanes fan did a cameo where he just did a thing pumping up the Hurricanes, and it wasn't that funny.
No, I mean it was he's saying fuck a lot.
Yeah, he said motherfucker a lot of times.
Yeah, I mean I've been seeing it though. That's a good move. That person was trying to build some sort of, I don't know. You know how the Hurricanes are. They always need their cute little thing.
Oh God. Somebody asked us
what is with that franchise, man? It's not an insult. I was for the bunch of jerks thing and everything, but it's kind of okay, every year now, what's the thing that's going to make us say, oh, the Hurricanes are they're unlike everybody else?
They're just addicted to clout.
That is it.
They're addicted to clout.
They got their taste. They got that little contact high.
Somebody in my Twitch chat today wanted us to do an update for shitty NHL gifs.
Oh, wait, gifs or shitty NHL podcast thing?
They said we need an update for shitty NHL gifs, and I said, how about a podcast?
I was going to say, I mean, definitely fair to say we should do something from shitty NHL gifs because I haven't done one in a while. Have you?
I did one. I did the one on Super Bowl. And then
I
did the only Super Bowl I care about. And then I had the John Tortorella one where I just posted a picture of John Tortorella in a bench in a park.
Oh,
and
yeah.
People love that one.
We should do more of... I feel like the pointing hockey fan, Leo, is an untapped resource.
You crush it, so that's all you.
Yeah, not to brag. That one was a deej. I don't even know if it blew up or anything. Probably not, but I think that decorating pointing Leo is a fun endeavor. I don't know. Oh, I thought of let's talk about Your Honor. I have so many I'm not going to lose another son memes
Trust
ready
me,
to go.
I know.
And so far, I think only legitimately 2 people are into it or have tweeted at me about are you going to lose another son? Is Stuhlbarg going to lose another son? So it doesn't seem like there's a big opportunity there, but I can promise you there's a lot of material there. So I'm stuck in, what do you do? What am I just going to sit on?
We got to write an alternate ending.
Where he loses another son, or where it remains in question whether or not he's going to lose another son.
Yeah.
What if Eugene shoots Adam, the family goon is like, everybody get down. And Eugene's like, Carlo, hold this. And the cops come, they say, what's going on here? And they cut to Stuhlbarg and he's like, And it's a cliffhanger. Is Jimmy Baxter going to lose another son?
I do love the idea of you know how sometimes miniseries become full-fledged series and they have to keep spinning the wheels and writing themselves in circles.
Yeah,
it's just Carlo is always on the verge of just being lost.
Yo, not as lost as that show. It's
very lost.
It's very bittersweet to see this show end. We both loved this show. We know it's not good.
I loved the experience of the show. I sent out a tweet after the finale, and I was like, this show was a riveting ride, but it was very annoying, and it didn't make a lot of sense.
It definitely didn't make a lot of sense. It was so riveting. I was, my buddy Tom Giles asked recently, how many things hold your attention completely without the phone? What movies are you watching without the phone in your hand? What do you watch? And I said, I am basically in the TV when I'm watching Your Honor. I am all up on that thing.
Yeah, it's a very rare experience for me to have a TV show that I'm fully invested in, fully gets my full attention. I shut off all the lights every Sunday.
Yes, right. It's an event. It's an event.
It's got all my attention, and I look forward to it 5-6 days in advance.
Yeah, I didn't know that Showtime stuff comes on.
I'd hated that
at
when
midnight.
you told me. Yeah, I hated that.
I texted you late Saturday night, or obviously it was Sunday morning by now. I was a little like Saturday nightly impaired, and I was like, okay, my night's done. I can wind this down, or and by my night's done, like I was done playing poker on Zoom with my friends, and I was like, usually I don't fall asleep for a little bit. Oh, I can watch Your Honor right now.
An old Your Honor episode.
What's that?
An old Your Honor episode, where
No.
you were looking to watch the new one.
Yeah, what did lead me
Like,
to
how
that?
did you discover
how did I
that?
learn?
Yeah.
Huh. This could be like a Your Honor like mystery.
How
We
did
could
this
have
happen?
Costello solve it and bring in the most comically memorable, like tragic war hero figure, or comically, I don't know, the circumstances of that war vet, remembering everything so perfectly for just specifically that day.
Yeah.
Because like this is a person who seemingly like doesn't have a phone, and this is COVID time, so like crazy stuff. Like in a time that's very conceivable for everybody to not know what day it is. This like this character is perfectly structured to only remember this specific day, and that's the day that out of 365, they just need this one person to not know vividly.
Yep. And like they had like this whole scene, this whole storytelling scene where like this guy is going through
Great performance. Yeah.
But I couldn't pay attention to any of it because the entire time I was just like, oh, this guy's just going to tell the date. He's going to tell the date. He's going to ruin the whole thing.
Right.
It was fucking telegraphed from a mile away that his only purpose was to say they weren't here on the day that they said they were here.
Yeah. I'll say this on the going to watch it and like calling it up on the TV. Every time I see pulling up Your Honor on the TV and seeing its audience score every time is like checking Dogecoin. It's the best. I'll be like, Your Honor, 44%. Holy shit. It's
That's amazing.
44% last I checked. Like, so people watch it and they say bad. They say this is not a good show.
Yeah, I mean, from the responses that I've got on Twitter, a lot of people just didn't like it at all.
I saw a little pushback of like, why is everyone hating on Your Honor? I'm like, I don't feel like I'm hating on it. I love it, and I, quite frankly, want more of it. I do wish Eugene handed off the gun.
There is like a weird scale of like judgment for Your Honor, because like if somebody says like you gotta watch this show, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'll judge them. I'll be like, really?
Yeah.
You think the show is amazing? It's got like laughably bad writing at a lot of points. But also like if somebody's like, this show fucking sucks, I'll be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
The show is gripping.
Yeah, I'm like, you watch this show. Someone tagged us in a tweet of somebody who is. I'm happy for this person that they feel
Loved
this way.
the finale.
But it was the exact opposite of how I viewed Your Honor, which was like took a few episodes to get going, but didn't get going until 4 or 5 episodes in. But Your Honor was incredible TV.
And like Bryan Cranston role of
does
a
it again,
lifetime or
and I was
something.
like, oh, like I feel like we got the rug pulled out from under us 4 or 5 episodes in.
Yeah.
Like it was like
Yeah.
really setting up something great.
Yes.
And then the house blew up and you're like, interesting. Let's
Yeah.
see where this goes. Oh,
Yeah.
it's just going to go off the rails.
It was the night of experience, whereas like the first episode was fucking
Yeah.
incredible. Set up a really high ceiling, and then as it went along, you're like, oh, this is going off the rails a little bit.
Yeah. So
And I will say the finale didn't save anything. Like it did. There was no like course correction in the finale. It just kind of steered into being ridiculous.
no, and it left everything unsolved.
yeah.
When they were still on the trial with 15 minutes to go. Yeah, I think I checked. I think it was 8 minutes left when Jimmy calls Michael and says, "Hey, come over, see what I'm going to do to your son." That was 8 minutes left, and I was like, "Oh boy, we're in for an action-packed 8 minutes, but also, how did we spend all this time on everything else?
Right.
Everything else, I should say, just literally one other thing.
Yeah.
Just the trial.
Yeah, just the trial, which is crazy. Like, one thing that we knew was going to be happening for, like, the entire series. I mean, they just, I guess this will bleed into the next exercise.
Yeah.
I want to rank the most unnecessary / like loose ends of the show, because there's so many elements that, in hindsight, given the full picture, extremely unnecessary to the show.
I think probably at the top of a lot of people's list, because this was the most egregious one, because there were already way too many storylines happening, and then they introduced another one that likely wasn't going to be solved, and that's the wife affair thing.
Yes.
That's the most infuriating.
Why did you crazy
pack that in there at the last second? Like, okay, we got to get this in there, and then not tell us anything about it. And we should say, when we talk about these unresolved storylines, we are not misinterpreting red herrings. This is just the show not knowing what it was doing.
Yes.
Like, this wasn't like we'll give them the affair thing, so maybe they're thrown off the scent. Like, no, we are just simply trying to follow any storyline at all, please.
Yes. Yeah, the affair one is definitely, I think, close to the very top, because it was introduced so late.
Yeah.
And served literally no purpose.
Yeah.
No purpose at all. For me, the COVID introduction with like 3 or 4 episodes left to go also served no purpose other than to advance the plot lines where it was convenient.
Right, where he could say, hey, I get to be alone with this witness right now. Yeah, COVID stuff infuriating. There's the cops and Desire connection, but also, this is like the biggest one I want to bring to the table, Carlo's relationship with Desire. He has a business relationship with Desire in this.
He just walks into their clubhouse.
He walks in their clubhouse and he's making deals with them and everything. And then the entire trial is about, now, as you know, Carlo Baxter and Desire are mortal enemies, nearly kill each other all the time. You're like, excuse me, are we supposed to forget that they were just in business? They make no acknowledgement of like, oh, by the way, he was also working with them. That isn't some, like he's going behind Jimmy's back. Like, no. He has the bad relationship with Desire, not Jimmy.
Right.
Yet, for whatever reason, he's just able to go make business deals with them and they have no problem. Also, shout out Big Mo. We got this week's Atlanta. I hate Atlanta. But you know what I hate more than Atlanta? Line, which was, I think you're bluffing. Yeah, you're bluffing. Can smell the bluff on you. And I'm like, yo, how many times are you going to fucking say that?
Right.
But she says, what did she say? She says, like, I can smell the bluff on you. Like, and I legitimately, if I'm saying anything inappropriate, I do not know what this means. But she said something to the effect of, like, mustard on a WHORE.
Yeah, I don't know. No idea.
And I don't know what that means, but it had like a very like a colloquialism thing. And then Lee, whose accent was really bleeding in this episode, her accent was really coming through. Yeah. Just kind of moves on with the conversation. And I'm like, are they like giggling as they write these scripts? Like, it's like the Christopher Mintz-Plasse in Role Models, when he's like, say whispering eye, get whispering eye in there. Like, I feel like once an episode, they're like, okay, now Stuhlbarg is going to be really, really serious with him. And then for like 25 seconds, he's going to talk about how he doesn't like, Atlanta. He doesn't like Atlanta. Specific examples of why he doesn't like Atlanta. But even more than that, he doesn't like people who don't keep their words. I have no idea how they got some of this dialogue into the show.
Another one, going off of the Carlo Baxter thing with Desire, Chet Hanks, pretty useless.
Yeah,
Pretty useless.
So did did he die? What happened? Did Michael kill him?
Never went back to it. It seemed like Chet Hanks' purpose was going to be to rat out Carlo.
Yeah.
Which would have been fine, like would have served its purpose and things like that. But like, it ultimately looks like they just had his character waste like 25 to 30 minutes of one episode.
Yeah.
And just didn't go anywhere from there.
And that gets us to, I mean, again, like you could be pissed off that why'd they throw in the affair storyline? Why did you throw? The most inexplicable thing in this entire show is, how did he throw the case? There is no way that jury isn't convicting.
No. They showed the video.
Nothing ended up happening that you'd say, okay, well, he's changed their mind. I had to watch it twice. The thing with the note, the juror's note, that leads to the defense attorney saying, well, look, it's on. I should have thought to include this, but now that it's been brought up, let's do it. All that leads to is them playing the 911 call.
Which, like, how would that even come into play there? Because it's not. They're not.
Right, they're
not
just like
charging.
character assassination of Kofi Jones, which
Right.
Kofi Jones could have been a really bad person, which obviously, like, we know because we saw the show. We know that he wasn't, and that it was a setup. But the jury there isn't supposed to be concerned with whether Kofi Jones was bad to Rocco or whomever. It's about whether or not he was murdered by Carlo.
Right.
And I mean,
and by the way, like, if we talked about The Undoing and how it was the worst lawyer performance of all time.
Yeah.
How about Carlo? I mean, like, ultimately, it ended up working out. He got off.
Yeah. You guys are supposed to be rich. Yeah.
But, like, how does that guy not realize that there are cameras that show the door not shutting behind?
Yeah.
And also not realizing that the door locks in a jail cell when it closes.
There were so many times during that trial that I was like,
how is this
that's
the
your man's
lawyer on retainer?
Right. This is your guy who also defended him the last time when he
Went to jail.
Right. When I was going to say, like, when he nearly killed that kid, but also was convicted.
Yeah.
Maura Tierney's
switch it up there, Jimmy.
Maura Tierney's character was
I thought she was fine.
Yeah, excessive. A bit cartoonish for a
lawyer.
lawyer.
I think that was like her like thing though. It's like this lady doesn't play by the rules.
Right. I mean, and I guess they needed to it furthered it to have the prosecution be like, not only are we not afraid of this kid, we hate this kid more than anything, and we're going to take him down. And Maura Tierney's character,
when she called him the C word,
oh my God!
In a court of law, I was like, wow.
Also,
I mean, obviously, it was returned.
Right.
It was volleyed back into his side of the court, but like, Jesus.
Yeah, that's also unbelievable. That with how horrible he was, when the when the defense attorney is trying to coach him, basically give him a script, and he's like being a tough guy and everything. He's like, I'm not saying I was terrified. Then he goes and gives like a tear-jerking, like
riveting Oscar-worthy performance.
Right. And then the second she's like, excuse me, I have a question, he snaps and calls her the C word. I was like, this is just such an unbelievable character and unbelievable performance. But
I mean, we got to, if we're talking about unnecessary things, got to throw this one in there too. Absolutely no need for the pedophile teacher storyline.
Yeah.
Absolutely no need for it. It only served to tell Charlie that Adam did the thing, which could have been done in a million different ways.
I mean, Adam confides in the teacher that he did it. He goes out to lunch with, there's a scene where he goes out to lunch with Charlie.
Yes.
Could have just put that right in there.
Or Bryan Cranston, who just like had a million opportunities to tell Charlie, like, obviously he doesn't want to.
Right.
But like they're the longest, bestest friends, apparently. And it's insane that they introduced not only like a separate side storyline to get there, and when they could have done it a million different ways, they introduced like a very sensitive like very unnecessary way
Yeah.
to push the envelope, kind of.
I did have a Leo pointing at the title of the show moment. This isn't the title of the show, but when Charlie is explaining to Costello that it was Adam, he's like, could you imagine what would have happened if they knew it was Adam? It would have been an eye for an eye. A son for a son. I was like, that's the name of the show. Kind of like, I don't know. Like, it was just like so, it was just so, you're watching a show about some high stakes, about a judge who will do anything to protect his son against that guy who's not losing another son. There were just a lot of moments in this show where good actors, like that's not a, like I don't see that and I'm like, trash job, Isaiah Whitlock. I'm just always going after the dialogue and the writing in this show. But yeah, would have been an eye for an eye. Son for a son. It was like,
also,
okay.
It was never revealed who was in that black SUV.
Yeah.
That was just like speeding at Adam, saw him back at the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Here's one, and it ties into the COVID thing. This was probably my favorite observation. Does the COVID storyline boost the resale value of the Mariano Rivera autograph?
Ooh.
Because memorabilia and cards and everything have been
Huge
skyrocketing during COVID. So, like, I don't...
And they were huge on him being the greatest closer of all time.
Yeah, it was a bit of an infomercial for Mariano Rivera, if we're being honest. And, I mean, that being sold without any sort of...
executive producer credits on the show?
Yeah, there was nothing there that... what's it called? A certificate of authenticity or anything?
Nope, definitely not. Yeah.
Just a baseball that was seemingly signed by Mariano Rivera. That how rich is Judge Desiato?
Just rolling
that
around
he's just
in a Volvo?
got, like it's a fucking water bottle, just rolling around in his car. Just there's Mariano Rivera.
Well,
signed
his son
baseball.
lives in like a pool house, so they have money.
Insane. Yeah, and he was able to. He was going to get that guy that boat.
Yep.
For $200,000, and initially remember he went to take out just like, hey, $200,000, please. They're like, well, that's an awful lot of money to be taken out. He's like, you gotta be kidding! I took out $200,000 like last fucking month, man. Oh, there's no way Adam's mailbox is full. When he calls
no, definitely
I'm
not.
like, that kid has no voicemails.
Absolutely not. No chance. Also, the Baxter security detail outside of the hotel.
Yeah.
Just number one, very aggressive in keeping Michael out. It's a hotel after all.
Yeah, he could have just been like, I'm staying here.
Right.
Yeah.
And he also could have said, hey, Jimmy Baxter literally invited me here. Please let me in.
Oh, yeah, that is
very true. He said, come on over.
Yeah.
Never once thought to say, hey, I got the personal invite. And number two, security detail just completely let Eugene breeze through.
Yeah, they were like, this guy's mad. Let's all turn towards him and away from anybody who's walking in. I wrote this down, but I don't know if it's a good question. Would Adam dating Fia mess up the trial at all?
I don't think so.
Really? So, like, the son of the judge is dating...
I would hope
the defendant's sister? That's crazy.
I would hope that it would affect it because that would at least explain Adam's motivations to try to date the sister of the kid that he killed.
Yeah, I mean that's some
real
I don't know what's going on with
shit.
I mean he clearly wanted to be caught.
Yes.
But yeah, this was let's see what else. Cops says another unresolved thing, Jimmy Baxter's issue with Atlanta. The roar from Carlo.
Oh, yeah, that was a little...
Don't need that again.
Nope.
That was quite not good. But again, the biggest thing I'll go back to is there is no way they don't convict Carlo.
No.
And we're just supposed to buy, like, okay, he threw it. We're like, but how?
Right. After all that, after all we saw...
Yeah.
And we're supposed to believe that they were just like, nah.
When he said, when Jimmy says to Michael, so you got a house, you got a son, you got blah, blah, blah. Do you have a move? I was like, has this exact scene already happened?
Yeah, it's when he revealed that he hated fucking Atlanta.
Is that when he says that?
Yeah, basically.
So I was like, either the show's predictable or repetitive enough that I just get constant deja vu watching the interactions with these two.
Yeah, I mean, one of my big takeaways was that like The Undoing did that whole series in like 4 or 5 episodes, and I thought that sort of helped it because up until the finale, every episode we were like, damn, this is moving pretty quick.
Yeah.
And like a lot of shit's happening. They gotta wrap this up in episode 5. This series would have been much better served to be like 5 episodes.
Oh yeah. You could have.
We wouldn't have had to hear the fucking 8 stories about how Bryan Cranston married his wife.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We could have cut out like so much fat. And there was so much fat on this series.
And
but I don't think that I would have liked it as much.
Is there supposed to be some sort of Walter White character development in this show where like we're supposed to think like he's a completely different guy now? He's constantly lying to everybody. He's constantly bullshitting them. His like when he's hugging Adam, when he's talking about how he broke his wife's ribs, and then they're goofing around and he hugs him and he's like, "Oh,
why would you do that?"
I'm like, I don't know if he's like bullshitting right now, but I also just don't care because I don't fucking trust this show. Right. It's not that I don't trust his character. I don't trust that the show knows what it's doing.
No, definitely not. And yeah, I don't know. Like, if they tried to make it seem that way, it didn't really feel like it. And I'm not sure if it's because like, well, we didn't really know the judge.
Yeah.
It all happened very quickly. And like, he was very quick to cover everything up.
Yeah.
But he did become like very manipulative very quickly.
It is.
But he also did have like towards the end in the last few episodes, there were like a lot of moments of him, for lack of a better term, dick measuring with Jimmy Baxter.
Yeah. I liked those scenes.
Yeah, me too.
I liked those little "you're not so hot yourself" moments.
But I don't know if those were supposed to be like his Heisenberg moments.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw someone mention this. We can't really compare him to Walter White because Walter White did everything right, and literally, I think like everything he did fail. Everything Michael Desiato does fails. Mm-hmm. Like him fucking up the whole day thing with the guy at the graveyard not working out is incredible odds for that to fail.
Right.
And just everything he did failed. I guess other than he gets away with killing
the guy that he bought the boat for?
Yes, yeah. Right. Like, that's really it. And whatever he does with Chet Hayes or Hanks, depending on which version of that guy.
Well, I mean, he got the case successfully.
Yeah.
But it didn't really make sense. I think it would have been a lot more palatable had like it had been like a mistrial. Had he orchestrated a mistrial.
Right. That would have made a lot more sense. That seems
or just
more
like a hung jury.
Yeah. I don't know. How do you feel about they go full Shakespeare with how they kind of tie it up with that Adam ends up dying? Mm-hmm. I was like, I don't mean to just always complain about everything with the show because I really loved it. I was on the edge of my seat. But it just seemed more out of like a movie or a play than out of this show.
Yeah, and it also felt like because of how much like convenient things that they had done throughout the course of the series. It's very fucking convenient that Eugene would go to shoot Carlo. He moves out of the way at the last second. And it didn't feel like they earned the right to have that ending.
Yes, I agree.
It's just they had so many eye roll moments before that finale that it was like, and they done so many ridiculous things. Like if it had been on like a straight thing where it was like, okay, it's just, there hasn't been a lot of like eye roll moments. There haven't been a lot of like, come on, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Where like if they have that twist at the end,
right,
that would have been we wouldn't have seen it coming. We would have been like, God damn, wow.
Right. How did you react when you saw it?
I saw it coming. Like it was easy to see coming once he had the gun, walked in there. I was like, he's going to shoot at him.
You did?
Yeah, I was like, he's going to shoot. He's going to try to shoot. I didn't know whether he was going to try to shoot Jimmy or Carlo. That was the big thing up in the air. But I knew that he was going to try to shoot one of them. He was going to miss, and he was going to kill Adam.
I mean, they definitely telegraph it with Adam standing behind Carlo, but
and having what's his name outside. Like that was the big tell for me. Having Michael there to see it.
Yeah. How does he end up getting in?
He doesn't. He watches from the outside.
But then he's holding...
then he runs in because everybody, after the gunshot, everything's crazy.
Yeah. Everyone runs out. He's like,
here's
now can I go in? And they're like, fine. And he's like, well, that wasn't so hard, was it? Jesus. I know your boss. We talk all the time. I'll let him know about this. Yeah, I'm gonna miss it. I want a season 2.
It's a rarity because like there are bad shows, but bad shows aren't always interesting, and like interesting or like good shows aren't always interesting.
Yeah,
there is always something to talk about with this show, which is why I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah,
and always something to make fun of. I really enjoy being able to make fun of things that I like because it doesn't feel mean-spirited.
Right. Yes, totally. I loved the Jimmy Baxter character. That was just stool bargain all over the place. I was not a big fan of Michael's character. I think really the only character that I truly liked, was Stuhlbarg's.
I liked Charlie.
Yeah.
But I don't think that Charlie had like a real opportunity to flex.
Right. I was going to say it was kind of like the movies do this all the time where like the character has a best friend. So whenever he needs there to be a best friend, we can be like, see, it's the best friend, but you don't actually see enough of their relationship that it feels like they're just kind of throwing it in there. Star is Born did that with Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where like he would just like go to visit him when he needed like a best friend moment, or like, hey, I need this is the person that's looking out for me, everybody. Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, then why isn't he ever around when they're doing shit? Yeah.
But I mean, like for Star is Born, I can understand that because like they were best friends, they toured together and all that, and like then they just went their separate ways. But like you can go back, you have that person that you can go back to when you really need him. But like Michael Desiato and Charlie, fucking live in the same city. We never saw them do anything that would suggest that they were best friends outside of being like, you're my best friend, my oldest friend.
Yeah, so much of the conversation, what he says, like, why didn't you tell me, my friend? Yeah, I think he legitimately says that. Like, so if you're watching it, you're like, so what's the dilemma here? Oh, it would be a son for a son. Okay. And how do these two know each other? It's his friend. I feel like they use Charlie's character to just like tell everybody, just as like a kind of like timekeeping device. Like, okay, so if you're just tuning in, son for a son type situation. Now I'm gonna go get like, oh well, if it isn't my friend the judge, hello, Your Honor.
I do think that it's very funny that they had like zero outside characters other than like the people that they had in the show. Obviously, like. When Adam gets into college and they go out to dinner and it's like fucking all of Michael's friends and like the detective.
Oh yeah,
it's just like a reason to go out to dinner and have a fucking party during COVID. They just invite everybody in the show.
The table is like Michael's coworkers. Costello, the father of the guy blackmailing him, like the guy that's
The
like
mother-in-law.
Yeah, the mother-in-law's there. The war veteran. The 911 operator. It's like, you guys have all met Maura Tierney, right? Yes. And excuse me, henchman of Baxter family, if you would pass the salt. That's such a good call. That table, every time they all get together, it's just everybody
They do
from the
that
show.
shit. They do that shit twice because they have the
They have
family
one at
dinner.
at the house.
They do that shit twice. They do it on Adam's graduation, and then we're led to believe that Adam would have a fucking full voicemail inbox when he couldn't have a single
Yeah.
friend at his own fucking college graduation party or college induction party.
That was kind of Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad would do that, where they'd be like, "Hey, we have good news. Hank and Marie, get over here. Like, we're celebrating."
Yeah, but at least they're family.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. All of their gatherings are
Or
like
just them.
them plus Hank and Marie. And I mean, I'm cool with that. That's awesome. You just only have the people that you like around, but holy smokes. Yeah, that is such a good call. They're just like, all right, who else is in this show? Should we get the defense attorney? Let's get the defense attorney. It'd be rude
This guy
to
has
have
no idea what he's doing.
Yeah,
It's
be-
fucking-
eat
he's never going to
something.
turn down a free meal.
Yeah, it'd be rude. I mean, if Maura Tierney's going to go talking about how she was, that she's going to go blabbing, and it's going to get back to him. He's going to feel rotten. Let's get Chet. Look, you're skin and bones. Would you eat something? Would you eat something? Here, have some water. So no more, Your Honor. But you mentioned the Joker earlier. The Cruella Deville trailer drops tomorrow.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah.
With Emma Stone?
Emma
Fuck
Stone.
yeah.
And I was like, yo, I am more excited for Emma Stone as Cruella Deville than I could ever be as any fucking person as the Joker.
Yeah, 100%. And like the fact that it's an origin story and like I
Yes.
think origin stories are kind of overdone. Like
But we don't
need origin stories for every like villain or whatever. I don't need that. But you know what? I'm fucking interested in how Cruella Deville how somebody just is down to just murder puppies by the hundreds.
Yeah, I am all in on this. And I'm glad like you brought up the origin story thing. There's similarities with the whole Joker push that was made, and I'm into it. I'm excited. I think that
It feels like this one could be a brunch movie.
like a beloved
staple.
brunch movie.
For better or for worse.
Yeah.
Like, it could be one that we just, like, shit on and dunk all over. But, like, I like Emma Stone so much that I have a feeling that it's going to go the other way. Like, even if it's fucking ridiculous, we're going to find reasons to love this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it can't be bad. And I think it'd be cool if Disney outdoes what's Joker? Is that
DC.
DC?
Yeah.
Yeah. If Disney kind of beats them at that game, because I feel like DC cares more about doing
Is
shit
it
like
Disney?
that's doing this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
let's
I
look
heard
up.
that it was, like, from what I recall, it's supposed to be, like, quite gritty.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what I want. You know, that was my favorite song when I was a kid?
Quite gritty?
Cruella Deville.
Okay.
I
No, I
loved
didn't
that
know
song
that.
when I was a kid. That was my jam. Yeah, it says Emma Stone is an edgy Cruella Deville in first Cruella poster. Cruella
Yeah,
2021.
Disney. It is Disney, though.
Yeah, I mean, just even the poster is. Have you seen the poster?
Yeah.
Great.
She has huge, I think it's Beatrix Lestrange energy from the Harry Potter movies.
Oh, I don't
She
know
looks
who that
just
is.
like that character.
Do you know who else is in that movie?
No.
Paul Walter Hauser.
Really?
I think that she's got like a couple of goons. I think he's one of them. I just saw
I see him on a
on a bike, right?
a little moped.
Right. So yeah, I saw that picture and it looked like Cruella's like the boss, and then
Is that
got
John Bernthal in the background?
oh, I'd be annoyed if so.
Why? Don't besmirch John
I don't know. I'm
Bernthal.
just I'm not as big a Bernthal head as everybody else.
Oh, come on.
I feel like he's just in
Well,
everything.
that's the thing about John Bernthal.
Like, if we're going to say it about Kevin Hart, we got to say it about John Bernthal.
Yeah, but and I had like a tweet a while back where I was like, has any like A-list actor been in movies for like 5 minutes, more movies for 5 minutes than John Bernthal?
Yeah, that's true. He's the Octavia Spencer of being like the seventh character.
You're right. Oh no, that appears to be Joel Fry, who I don't know in the background of that poster. But Mark Strong is sneakily an underrated guy.
Yes! Oh, I love this
rules.
guy. Yeah. Hell yeah. Obviously love him from Kingsman. What else is he even in? Oh, The Imitation Game. Yeah. Great. Would love. Let's get Mark Strong on. Let's get Stuhlbarg on. I watched a like a signature Stuhlbarg movie the other day. Randy was into it. He approved of my watching it, and then he sent me a meme from this movie. It's called A Serious Man, and Michael Stuhlbarg. I think this movie's from
way back, I think, right?
Yeah. It was nominated for Best Picture. Let's see. A Serious Man. Oh, wow, 2009. But it's the Coen brothers. It's extremely depressing. Stuhlbarg plays a professor who's about to get tenure, but maybe...
Don't spoil it, because I want to watch it.
Okay, yeah. He's about to get tenure, but at the same time, a bunch of obstacles come into his life. And it's just about kind of like, I don't know if you watched Another Round.
I haven't yet.
That everybody's all excited about.
I haven't yet.
Similar themes with this movie, which are that kind of middle-aged stagnancy. And I hate that because
Biggest fear?
What's that?
Biggest fear?
It's the worst fear, yeah. So he's
anything that like causes existential dread is very
right,
awful.
Exactly. So it's a lot of that, but it's a great performance from him, and I like things that reaffirm my faith in Michael Stuhlbarg, because that guy is just such a fucking legend. Watch Another Round though, because I didn't know who this Mads Mikkelsen
You have no idea who that guy is?
No clue. Feidelberg was all excited about that movie.
He's awesome. I thought that you saw that movie where he was like in the winter tundra. Was it a survival?
The Gray?
No. Cold Pursuit? No.
Yeah, Cold Pursuit.
Nope.
I wish.
No, he had the like Arctic, I think it was called.
No.
Yeah, there was he had one of those. He's had some hits. People love Mads Mikkelsen.
I mean, yeah, he gave a good performance in this movie.
I think he also might have played like Hannibal or something.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
So Feidelberg was all gung ho about this movie, and I was like, "Is it worth waiting a couple of weeks?" Or he was like, "This is a really good movie," and I was like, "I don't recognize any of the cast. That makes me excited." And he was like, "Who hasn't heard of Mads Mikkelsen?" And I asked you about it. You were like, "Yeah, it's Mads, dude. No fucking clue who this guy is."
Yeah, so he starred in that TV show Hannibal that people liked a lot, and then he was in the Star Wars movie Rogue One.
Interesting. Well, oh shit! I'm on the A Serious Man Wikipedia page. It's got a related article.
We discussed the idea of having like a Coen Brothers week, which I would be down for.
If we could get through it, I would be down.
Well, not every Coen Brothers movie is. So we had this discussion.
Are we seeing both A Serious Man and Inside Llewyn Davis?
Right,
because if so, that's like a can we get through the week?
It is funny that like the Coen Brothers, they either like if they have two types of movies. One movie where everybody kills one another, everybody ends up dead, or you end up wanting to kill yourself.
Yeah,
where everybody lives, but you want to die.
Right. Can Wikipedia hook up Stuhlbarg with a better picture?
I don't know. Stuhlbarg with the beard, I think, is a good look.
Really? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe it's that angle. He does not. Stuhlbarg with the beard in Calling by Your Name was excellent, but I don't know. Maybe everybody check the Stuhlbarg Wikipedia page. Let us know if Wikipedia is doing him dirty.